I can't believe we're actually here. We're
We're
doing it.
here. What the Friday? What's
What
the Friday?
what
Everybody.
what the February?
What the February? We just kind of missed most of that month and most of this month because of ankle problems and
Stuff
surgery
happens.
recovery. But we're back.
If not for gravity, this never would have happened.
I know, but also there would be a lot more problems if we didn't have gravity. So
And we wouldn't be nearly as close as we are now, would we?
no, geographically right now, no.
Geographically. That's right.
Geographically, we're very close. I'm across the wall from you at the
A little
moment.
too close, maybe sometimes.
Because I'm staying with my parents while I recover from surgery, because I bought a bed this year before surgery,
What an
before
island.
breaking my ankle. That is amazing and beautiful, but you have to jump to get on it, and I can't jump right now. So
Getting closer.
yes. Okay.
So for everybody that doesn't know what's going on, Morgan fell, broke her ankle, broke
Yes.
both bones in her ankle, and a few is it tarsals or metacarpals? I can't remember. Any little bones in your ankle,
Yeah.
and had
And
a pretty
then
healthy
all the
surgery.
ligaments ruptured.
Yeah, so she's not moving around a lot.
No, I'm not allowed to put any weight on it. I got a boot yesterday, which was an interesting experience. And I'm still not allowed to put weight on it, but I can wash it. And I washed it yesterday, and it was gross, but so nice afterwards.
I bet.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving along. Hey, I've got a question for you to kind of kick things off, if you don't mind.
I love it.
So I'm in the light of this everybody hates white males atmosphere that's going on.
Okay.
Especially older males like me.
Yeah.
I went to a showing. Or actually I went to meet a home inspector and a couple of inspectors at a property. You know about this.
I do.
Yeah. And I go in and the listing agent is there to unlock the house. I didn't know they were going to be there. I was expecting a suit, get the key out of the lockbox, let everybody in, do their job, going. But the listing agent showed up and unlocked the door and went inside, and I was there. So I went inside, and she immediately disappeared to like the kitchen's on the back of the house, in the kitchen, and was just, messing around on her phone. So I went in and said, "Hey, how's it going?" Waiting for I think the home inspector should be here any minute. And she just looked up and then looked back down at her phone, didn't say anything. So I tried something, I can't remember what else I said.
So
something very generic, just to be neighborly and have a conversation. And it struck me.
Yeah.
I'm in a house alone with a woman.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem comfortable. I'm suddenly really uncomfortable. And I just said, I'm going to go outside and wait on the front porch for the home inspector, even though it was pretty cold out. And she said, "Oh, okay." And I thought, I wasn't, obviously we had no conversation, so I wasn't really worried about anything. But then I thought, oh my God, what happens? I mean, I used to be in a job where I had a lot of employees, and I had set my office up so that I had admin staff that were outside my door, and I always left that door open. So anytime I had meetings, I had people in there or had people close by, so I felt safe. But all of a sudden I thought, in light of today's stuff, is it safe for an older male to be in a house with what happens if somebody claims something?
Right. Whose word?
Yeah, wins? because I know whose word wins. That's why I'm saying, is it safe?
Yeah. I mean,
not to be politically incorrect, but frankly, this is the first time in my life that I'm really feeling like I'm in a position that I could, it would not, I can't do anything. I have no tool. I have no weapon. Doesn't matter what my reputation is. Doesn't matter what my history is. We've set that up. That pendulum swung far enough to the other side that, I think now if somebody said that, if I heard another agent and something had come up, I would have thought to myself, well, probably shouldn't have been in there. in that situation. Should have taken somebody with you, or should have done something.
Sat
And
outside on
now
the
I'm
porch even though it was
yeah,
cold.
and now I'm
Yeah.
thinking maybe I should do that. Maybe is there a way you could have like some kind of like the police have the body cams or something?
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know.
I don't know either. I mean, and ask black men. That's what you were talking. You mentioned that too
Yeah.
when we were talking about it, because we talked about it before, and basically that's what it feels like to be a black dude walking into an elevator in general.
Because they're concerned about the prejudices that might be awaiting them and what might go wrong
Yeah, I
or
mean,
what
people.
someone may claim or do. I can
Yeah,
see that. I totally see that.
same. The people crossing the street, the just being on guard
Asian
because they have dark
Asian
skin.
people right now.
Yeah,
That's weird.
that's totally that's I mean, I guess it's a little different. I don't think the racism against Asians is I'm afraid that they're going to be the bad guy in this moment. Like I don't think that's what the racism is. It's a
True.
little right it's more this subhuman treatment and hate that
Racism, though,
I'm so privileged to not feel that. And I have a lot of Asian friends and I don't really think about it. I don't think about how that could be happening to them.
not either. I still don't get it. I mean, I get what the news is telling me, but it's such a stretch to believe that.
It yeah, it really broke my heart. It really broke my heart this week.
Well, you have a lot of Asian friends. So do
What
I.
killed me, the one dude in Atlanta being horrific was crappy. But what made me so mad, oh, hold on. I have a lot of really good friends that this is affecting, and it really affects me. Sorry. What made me really mad was the news afterwards explaining that this white man had a bad day. And I was like, oh, what? If we're gonna do that, then why are we asking what causes them to do? I mean, I like that we're asking what causes a person to make this decision, because then maybe we can figure out how to root that out of our society. But then why aren't we asking that about violence within Black communities? Why aren't we asking that on the media when there's a murder committed by a Black man? Why don't we ask, well, what caused this? How do we change our system so that there are fewer people who make this decision? But when one random white dude with an Asian fetish goes after these Asian women whose names aren't even, I mean, just the whole thing is killing me. But that's a tangent. Anyway, why are we saying he's the bad guy, or he's having a bad day? But people,
We don't say that. You don't hear that anywhere else. Why was that the response in that situation?
Yeah.
When's the last time you heard of anything else happening to somebody? They're like, well, the criminal had a bad day. And it could have just been, frankly,
white men.
Could have been
it's happened so many times with white men. And I'm not saying white men are bad. I am saying if we're going to give that benefit to the white men, why aren't we giving it to everyone?
Amen. I don't know why you would say that unless it was just a plain brain fart that somebody, I have no idea. I didn't see it on TV because I haven't been watching much TV. I just read it. I have no idea what's going on there. It's not above me to make a flippant remark.
Right. And that's free. I mean,
it could have been misguided, but
bias. I think there's like an anti. They have posts of the man who said that, the police, whatever his role is in the police force, I forgot. But he has posts out there that are like blaming coronavirus on Chinese people. And so, but I think we're naturally inclined to be more empathetic to people who look like us. So I mean, even the fact that you right now are feeling the extreme pendulum swing of now you're assumed to potentially be a villain because there are enough bad actors amongst your demographic that but that's happened to another race forever. And
Totally agree. Totally
and
agree.
but and I'm not saying, what I'm about to say is that most people who look like you feeling that, their instant reaction is not, oh, now I know what it feels like to be always painted as the villain. This is how I've been thinking about different people of different races. They just go, I hate this. Why are you painting me with a brush that I didn't ask for? I didn't deserve. I did nothing to get this. We all stay in our own little world. So I don't know how to bridge that gap. You know what I mean?
I'm just trying to figure out how to successfully negotiate business, knowing that that's the way it's changing. And I wanted to be, while I don't like being painted with that brush.
Political tangent. Crap.
Yeah, you're a little wrapped up.
I'm sorry, man. I
get it. I don't have I have no defense. I'm not defending anybody.
Yeah.
And I realize that, I'm not exactly, I don't look like Weinstein exactly, but generally, if you had come from a completely different, if you were in the depths of any nationality completely different than ours, and you look and you say, yeah, Bill kind of looks like Harvey. I mean, they're kind of the same age, same,
skin color. Yeah.
Yeah, we would generally look alike.
I hate that you're going through that. I hate it because you're one of the most fun group people to hang out with. And I
haven't suffered it yet, but I'm smart enough to go. This chemistry is perfect for a problem.
Growing up, I mean, every time we go somewhere, you're like, "Hey, how you doing?" And you goof around people at the grocery store, and you're like that guy. And now, when you're that guy, people are like, "I mean, are you trying something?" And you're like, I'm really just trying to live. I'm trying to have a good time. So,
well, I think you and I, you're a younger female version of, I was very much the same way.
Yeah, we're very
a lot of fun, very outgoing, wasn't really afraid of anything. Growing up with
wasn't
brothers
afraid of anything, I love that.
Well, I wasn't afraid of much. But you ask my sister, ask my family. I was always rubbing everybody's back as a teenager. I was always like, hey, what's going on? Just friendly, touchy, but not bad touchy, I don't think.
Yeah.
Or I didn't, my side of it wasn't that way. Nobody ever said anything, and they were always like, oh man, that's awesome. Don't stop.
Well, yeah. I've witnessed many a family event where people are very happy that they get to like thumb wrestle with you. And
yeah, I like to do all kinds of stuff. I would wrestle around on the floor and push each other around. And now it's like, I don't even want to shake your hand. Hi.
Yeah.
Congenial. Hi. What's the textbook appropriate thing to do right now? If all the cameras in the world were on that, and it's like, hi.
Yeah, I know. It's really
used to be a lot of fun. I did used to be a lot of fun.
But now I'm terrified. Yeah. I don't know. And I don't know how to navigate that.
It's not a big problem. I got all kinds of options. I'm just trying to figure out how to best navigate it, because I haven't suffered that. It's like that. I saw that.
And props to you, because you really are. You have been and are aware. Like as soon as that became a thing, you were like, wait. What should I not be doing? Let me know when I do something that I shouldn't be doing. I want to make sure I don't make anyone uncomfortable,
Right.
That was instant.
Which is too bad, because my dark sense of humor really, it just cuts that out. Because
no, you still morbid.
He just made a crude joke about turning me into spam. He might actually do it. Oh, honey, all the time.
Honey, I don't think I've ever heard you call him a honey. Anyway, the other thing we were going to talk about today is men versus women. I don't know if we should even go into it. It's like we're at 15 minutes now. Should we do it or not?
Go for it.
I don't remember what we were even saying. I think. The only thing.
I think this is part of it.
You were saying. You were saying You have said since I was a little kid that men are simple and women are complex, which means men look at women and are like, stop thinking about it. Jesus Louise, calm down. And women look at men and are like, you idiot. Think about this just a little bit more and you'll be fine.
And I think in broad generalities, that's still true.
I think that I would alter it to generally men are drawn to simplicity and women are drawn to complexity. That's what I would say. So,
okay.
I think men
I
tend to
don't disagree with that.
oversimplify. I think men tend to oversimplify. So it's just like good mood, bad mood. Did I do something or did I not do something? And women tend to over complexify. That's not a word, but whatever. And go, okay, so what are the intricacies of why you might be in a good mood or a bad mood right now? And how can we
how does this connect to this, connect to this, connect to this? And what if this
which is strategic.
And guys are like, can I just
brilliant.
I just want to watch the news. I just want to jump off the top of the garage and see what happens when I land on that card table.
Right. And women
I think it'll be funny.
I think if you jump off, you might break your leg, and then we'd have to deal with all of the payments.
That's going to screw up the schedule. We're going to have to call an ambulance. Then we had this thing on Sunday that we were going to do. You're going to screw all that up.
Yeah.
I'm just jumping off the garage.
Right. And and I understand.
Didn't see that coming. Like, oh, really?
This is why you call men disposable. But I don't think that's
men are so disposable.
I don't think that's true at all. And I actually think it's really good that you have both, because if you're drawn too much to complexity, then you overcomplicate everything, and it's not that doesn't, I mean, reality is perception, right? Like how you perceive it. So we need each other. That's what I'm trying to say. We need each other, even though we drive each other crazy.
Maybe it's all just part of the chemistry that you got to have to make the world work. Now, if we could just reach in the heads of the dimwits that oversimplify, and I know almost everything that you see that is going wrong in the world, typically it's a guy. Who did the shootings? It's a guy. And what was he? Too simple. I'm mad. I got a problem. I'm going to go kill people. Yeah. Oversimplified. Granted, I think men are physically the stronger species, but they'd have to be because they are mentally shortcoming.
In general.
Not all of them. Obviously, there's some really great, smart guys out there.
But even
the guys are a little simple.
Minds that I have met, there's like there's a simplicity. There's still that ability to just go, nothing. Nothing. And women are like,
there's so much going on here. There's so much. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Does anybody agree, disagree, have your own opinion? We'd love to hear from you. Let us know. Do you think guys are simple? I'm not saying they're worthless. Well, kind of, but not totally worthless. I think we've got our place. We'll go out and do stupid stuff that makes the world better for people.
I mean, and lead companies. It's not like all men are cavemen.
No, you know what? This isn't here. Let's do something controversial. Let's talk about Donald Trump for a minute.
I got so excited.
Donald Trump is a guy. He's he's like but he does very what do you call it when it's been that way for stereotypical guy things, but he doesn't always do them in the stereotypical directions. He would not think about somebody like that in the position of president very much. But what happened, guys will do things that make you afraid that they'll do it even though they know they're going to die doing it. It's like, okay, now wait a minute. This guy says he's going to do this. And guys also jump off garages onto card tables. He might actually do it, even though it's not in his own best interest, because he's just like that. He'll just do it. And guys mood or whatever, They have that, oh, I'm going to go kill the elephant. I've got a fork. Attitude is like, wouldn't it be great if I could wrestle that wild animal by hand with a knife? It's like, yeah, but it might eat you. It's like, no, it's not going to eat me. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I'll do it anyway, because it'll be a great story. I feel it. I'm like into it, and guys do that more than women do, I think. And I think, yeah, they need, and I made some quote to you that you seem to remember that I don't, about getting into a fight with someone that has no fear.
Yeah. You said, we were talking about business, and I said, well, you can't beat somebody who doesn't quit. And you said, yeah, and no one wants to fight anyone who's fearless. No one wants to fight someone who's fearless.
Right.
I was like, ooh, yeah, that's good.
I think, generally speaking, men can be blindly fearless more than women can, or women are. Men tend to be blindly fearless more than women tend to be blindly fearless. That networking about how does everything work together.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a big believer in women in leadership roles over men. Unless you're in like some life and death situation that you need somebody that's dumb enough to say, let's do it anyway.
Yeah. When you need somebody to say,
there's 30 of us, there's 300 of them, let's do it!
We are Sparta!
Yeah, exactly. Unless you need that, you need somebody that says, no, wait a minute, let's think about how this is going to play out in the long run. You need the chess player. Men aren't in regular life, aren't really the chess player type. It's like, I think men are checker players and women are more chess players. Maybe not. I don't know. Because now I'm thinking about chess and checkers and who plays them, but who knows? I just think that's interesting. I'd love to know everybody's thoughts about that. Do you think guys are a little disposable, a little on the simple side? Generally, I know, somebody's going to come up and say, oh, not this person.
I hope so. We welcome the comments and the conversation.
Yeah.
Speaking
I don't know, though. You can be a little bit fearless.
Thank you.
I don't know that it's in a good trait way.
Well, I'm going to take it as a compliment because I want it to be one. Wait, what were you going to say? Wait, how?
I don't want to go there now.
Do it.
Nope. Please? I'm getting in touch with my feminine side, and I'm thinking about the bigger picture. And
no, you're getting in touch with your male side, and you're like, abort.
This could hurt. This could hurt. Yeah, this is going to leave a mark. I don't need any more marks. I'm good. I'm good right where I'm at.
Poor dad. I've been living with my parents, with dad and mom, because in their guest room, because of the bed thing that we already discussed, and I really feel like the 2 women, one man thing is killing you. You're just like,
there are days I love it.
Really?
Yeah. I really love having you on. If your moods are a little, if I'm not in
you like it when I'm in a good mood, but when I'm tired and I'm like, yeah, hey, you're like, oh God, what did I do? I'm like, it's nothing to do with you. I'm just tired.
No, I think it's like if you're that way and your mom's a little bit that way, then I'm like,
scared.
Okay, I really need to go somewhere. This does not feel safe. It's not bad. We never have any fights in our house. Never. It's not like, it's uncomfortable. We all like to be happy and
you like to be around. We like to be humans. Like to be around happy people.
Yeah, moving ahead and getting things done and excited about each other's successes. And some days they're just, even if we have those successes out there, they're just not. That's something we talk about sometime, is how can you be down when everything's so awesome?
Yeah, you were talking about that
in our life. Weekend. I don't know that my life's ever been better than it is right now. I'm busy.
On paper.
There's a lot on paper. Busy. Things are going really good in the real estate business. I've got great clients. I have no problems. I'm not fighting with any. Every once in a while in real estate, a lot of times in real estate, you end up with a lot of problems that you didn't expect, which is part of the reason we get paid.
Right.
But I just don't have any of that right now. Right now, everything's going really well. I had just closed on a great property yesterday with a couple I just love, great people. Smooth, easy. Everybody got along well. We got another deal going. I think it's going to go the same way. Great
Yeah.
property.
I don't know. I mean, I think boredom is the worst fate for humans. Truly.
Unless you're a guy and you want that blank space.
Nah, dudes too. I mean, that study you told me about that where people were hitting the buzzer and it electrocuted them.
Isn't that crazy? It's hard to imagine that, but that's what people do.
They
the
go
story,
into this blank room, they hit the buzzer, it electrocutes them. Oh, were you about to explain it?
Yeah, I was going to explain it.
Explain it. Okay, finish.
They start at first. They're with the administrator of the test, and they basically, I'm going to butcher this in some way, but the bottom line is they say, "Hey, touch this button," and the testee touches it and gets gets a shock.
Sorry.
What do you call him?
No, I like it. Keep going.
Oh, I know where you're going. Oh, geez. So hard not to walk into a trap. What do you call the person that is having the subject? So the subject touches it, gets electrocuted, like, damn, that hurt. And then the administrator says, "So would you do that again?" "No, never, wouldn't do that again." So, okay, let's move to the next thing, the test. Then they have that same machine in a vacant room. And they put them in a vacant room, and there's a little table with that exact same machine on it and a chair. And they set them in there with nothing else. And it doesn't take very long before almost every test subject goes in there and they start looking at that machine again and thinking about it. And they finally reach over and they do it again, all on their own. Absolutely no queuing, no asking, no nothing. Just they're so bored, they'll shock themselves just
only a couple
for the stimulation
or something.
It doesn't take very long. Yeah, it doesn't take very long.
I mean, we hate boredom. That's our humans' greatest fear is not even death, it's boredom.
Do you think that's why we have so many issues in the world, is that people get bored and then they do things they shouldn't do? Do you think truly mental boredom is the reason that many negative things happen? Maybe many positive things. Maybe hobbies come out of boredom. Like, I don't want to be bored, I want to do something I like. And then you start
good things and bad things come out of it. If we could just be at peace with ourselves, sitting there, we would not have wars.
Like guys.
Actually, yeah, maybe. Because even, I was going to say, righteous anger.
Guys that are doing all this stuff. Go ahead. Righteous anger.
No, what were you going to say? Guys that are doing all that stuff.
I'm just thinking, all of the crap, it's like, watch the news, and how out of all of the crimes and everything that's happening, how many of them are men? Just forget race, forget nationality, forget any religion. How many of them are men? Almost all of them. Huge percentage.
A huge percentage. Although I wonder how many women just don't get caught. You know what I mean? Because they think through it a little bit.
Oh, you mean they're more artistic in what they do?
Yeah.
I don't know.
More strategic, more well thought out. I don't know.
I kind of doubt it. I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to be. This is my prejudice showing in reverse. I don't think so. I think there are a lot of women that do things they shouldn't do, and I think maybe they do things in different ways. But still, generally speaking, I mean, truly malicious crimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't pick up guns and shoot people. They don't beat people up.
You know why?
Very much.
Because hurting other people requires dehumanizing them, right? It means you have to look at them and not have any empathy. They just aren't a person like you are. And if you have a simple mind, you can make that leap faster than if you have a mind that's drawn to like emotional complexity. So maybe that's it. Yeah. Anyway.
So that was it. You're agreeing with me now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys are simple.
Mostly. I think guys are generally guys are drawn to simplicity. Yeah. Even the thing is, I have like these really complex, I don't think that you're simple. And I don't think that my male friends are simple. I think that all of you responded the reason I got converted is because almost every single male in my life responded exactly the same way to my ankle. And it was the simple, like, I will offer you advice and solutions, and that's it. Like, hi, I hope you're okay. Here's some advice and a solution, and more advice and more solutions. And here's what you should eat, and here's how you should move, and here's what you should do to work out. And I hope you're okay. And here's some more solutions and advice. Like that's just all of the men, and almost all the women are like, man, that must be interesting. I mean, I hope you're okay. How are you feeling? What are you like? Such polar responses, and it was split down the gender line so clearly that I was like, okay, maybe there's something to this differences between men and women thing.
You had not told me that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have been on that. I've been all about what do we have to do?
Yeah.
How do we fix it?
Like, okay, it's gonna take time. Just let me heal. Let's solve this now. Dudes are like, let's solve this now, or I'll leave until it's fixed.
Until I can solve it.
Until I can solve it.
You're saying I can't solve it now? All right, well, I'll see you later. I'll come back when we can.
Exactly. And women are like, okay, I'll sit with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be here.
Yeah, and guys are like, I won't.
I don't get this.
I got things to fix.
And the irony, exactly. And the irony is men want you to just sit with them too. That's what they want. They don't want you to solve their problem. They don't want you to fix it for them. So, but that's just it's just an interesting difference. Okay,
it was a good conversation.
I had fun.
I had fun too. Great to be here. Our What the Friday has certainly morphed.
Yeah, we decided to not even talk about work really because no one cares.
Everybody's like, that was a great conversation about that non-real estate related thing. As soon as you started to talk about real estate, I shut it off. Thanks for Google Google Analytics, YouTube Analytics. It's like
wow, real estate.
Boom. Don't talk about that anymore. Talk about stuff we're really interested in, like why are guys so stupid?
Yeah, which we waited so long to get into, so who knows how many people will actually watch this, but whatever. Okay, thank you for joining us if you listened at all. And
that's right. Appreciate it.
Like, follow, friend, subscribe, leave us a comment.
Especially comments. We'd love to get comments.
We do love to get comments. That's our favorite.
Love to be engaging.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
What the Friday? Shake and bake, baby.